Hey you guys, thank you for joining my channel today. I'm going to talk about this synthetic wig by Sensationnel and talk about how I'm going to care for her and how I'm going to install her for a very temporary wear. I always start with some type of wig spray, preferably one with some silicone ingredients. That way I protect my wigs. I have not had to throw many of my synthetic wigs away unless I just, get a little scissor happy and ruin it that way. But otherwise, I take really good care of my synthetic wigs and I get to wear them over and over again. The spray is the first of importance, and then secondly, when you're combing it out, the best thing to do is use a very high quality detangling brush. That is the unbrush, and you always start from the bottom. You know this. Start from the bottom, especially when you have a long, thick, curly wig like this one. This is Sensationnel Bare Lace Korie, by the way, Korie, and the color is Balayage Gold. So I have low edges, which means I can't pull my wigs all the way down in the front, and you can do some cutting on the sides to remedy that, but I prefer to just use an edge control gel, especially if I'm only going to wear it all day. I always take my wigs off at night and I wear them most of the day. So here I'm using my Andis hot comb. This is a heat safe synthetic wigs. Most of them are these days. And my goal here is to get it to look somewhat natural as possible. I start by making sure my hair under my wig is pulled back tightly and as flat as possible. And then I use the hot comb to get the top as flat as possible as well. I kept having to comb or brush this out to get my hot comb through without snagging and messing up the hair, because this wig is super thick, y'all. In addition to being thick, it's curly and it's a very heavy yaki, almost kind of kinky texture to it. So along with the thick density and this texture, I just kept kind of brushing it out so that I can easily hot comb it. So this wig is glueless, but I like to use a little melting spray in the front of my wigs to get the lace in to my skin just a little bit more seamlessly. That's an Eben lace melt spray that I showed you. And then I'm drying it a little bit, just kind of tidying up my forehead there and just getting that melt spray kind of sticky so that my wig will stay down. But you don't have to do this. This is a glueless wig. It just makes it look a little more natural to me when that lace is laid down well. I always put my melt spray, as you could see, in front of my hairline, wear my wigs a little bit in front of my hairline so that I'm not putting too many products on my own natural hair. So then I take that rat tail comb, as you see. Really, anything you can grab works to push that lace down into your skin, and just my goal is just to get the lace as flat as possible. Um, Make sure no stray hairs are under the lace, and so I just use my rat tail comb to kind of tidy up that lace area. Now I will say I like a messy hairline. I've never really worn my hair super neat or my edges laid down, but there are a lot of wig influencers on YouTube that will show you how to do that. I think it's really cute, but just not for me at all. I look crazy like that, to be honest with you. So at this point, it's just important for me to just get my hairline looking how I want it to look. I want my melting spray or whatever I use to dry completely. And I'm just pushing my lace down into my skin with that rat tail comb. If you're going to use a melting band at this point, make sure it's super dry first before you put that comb on there. But I like to just leave my hairline as loose and messy as possible, so I personally don't use a melting band. Looking at my videos, I did notice that I've been doing a lot of middle parts. I'll have to do some side parts, but I love the middle parts. They're so easy for me because remember, my installs are for very temporary wear. I never sleep in my wigs. Wig is definitely equipped to be worn glueless. It has combs, it has adjustable straps in the back, as well as a really nice thick elastic band that I should have shown you guys in the back of this wig. Maybe I'll add that to the video or do another video showing you the inside of the cap. This wig is about 20, it's layered, so I would say 24 to 28 inches long. And it is, I think I already said this, but it was a lot of hair, you guys. I didn't think I was going to like this wig when I pulled it out of the box. But at the end, after getting into it and playing around with it, I really enjoyed wearing this wig. So I just take a little wet towel to kind of get anything that looks a little, I don't know, I hate to use the word crusty, but sometimes y'all know those hairlines come out a little crusty with the products. I don't like a whole lot of buildup on my hairline, so I know I keep playing with it, but this wig was a lot, you guys. It was fine for me, no problem, but there was not a lot of shedding, and there was not a lot of hard tangling, like, but I still had to brush it a lot. So I'm really almost done here. I didn't have to do a lot to this wig. The last thing I'm going to do is use my powder palette. I believe that is LA Colors, just a little cheap powder palette. I like to go in with powder first. The powder seems to give me more coverage. And I use colors a little bit lighter than my skin. And you're going to see me going in a lot with that brush, but I'm not putting much makeup on that brush at all. You don't want to get a caked up look. But I do try different colors, and I prefer when the lace is a little bit lighter than my skin color. And so I'm covering the knots. For those of you that are new to wigs, the knots are where the hair or the synthetic fibers in this case are tied to the lace, and they make little dots that make your wigs look less than natural. So I'm also going into the knots, not just in my part, but also along the hairline a little bit, just to make that look a little bit more natural. It's no big deal with synthetic hair, especially if you get a little powder, a little makeup on your hair. Just take a little wet towel and wipe it off. No big deal at all. So that's pretty much the last step. I don't go for perfection at all. So right now, as I put away my makeup, I'm just kind of fluffing the wig, trying to see if I want it to look voluminous. Look at all that, you guys. A lot of hair. I think I decided to just kind of, push her down just a little bit. So she was really pretty. Again, this is Sensationnel Bare Lace Korie in the color Balayage Gold. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a blessed day. Bye-bye.